What's up guys, it's me Lego Paradise here, and today I'm going to show you how to build this working Lego arcade coin pusher machine. So first, let's take a look at how it works. The aim of the game is to win back more coins than you put into the machine, and you can see to start the actual mechanism, you can spin this control on the side to start moving the platform in the middle, backwards and forwards. And of course you can automate this with a Lego Power Functions motor, but I'm just showing you how it can be done manually, just so you can see what's happening. So now of course you can take your Lego coins and drop them through this slot in the center, and you have to time it just perfectly so the coins will push the other coins in front out into the area where you can win them in the prize tray. And let's have another go, and you can see we've not been lucky so far, but I think just a few more coins and that should change, and you can see we've actually won just one more coin. And you can see if we put in a few more coins, we should be able to push the other ones that are in front out into the winning area. And let's see if we can get that big bundle of coins to drop down, and we're winning just a few single coins. And there you go, we can see we've won a massive bunch of coins. So now you can open up the winnings tray, and here is where you can collect your prize money. And you can see we've won a whole bunch of Lego coins. And then the winnings tray can just close up nicely and fit back into the machine. So another great thing about my working Lego coin pusher machine is that it's also pretty much minifigure scale, so you can even use it in your minifigure scale creations. I'll be showing you how to build it in several sections, so let's take a look at the pieces you're going to need to build the first part. Okay, so here's what you're going to need to build the first part of your working Lego coin pusher machine. And in case you can't tell what this is a old Lego Technic 2x2 rubber band piece. And I'll leave a link in the description below as to which sets you can get that exact rubber band from if you want to use the same rubber band that I use. Okay, so you can start off by taking a 1x8 plate in yellow and a 1x2 in red. Then you can get a 2x2 corner piece and place that there, and a 1x4 underneath on that side. Then on top to the left, take another 1x4, but this time a tile, and place it like this, and a 1x3 brick, and that can just go on the gap there. And then you can finish this little section off with a 1x1 Technic brick with a Technic hole. And you basically do the same for the other side. So you just take a 1x8, a 1x2, this time take a 2x2 corner piece and do it so it's going inwards, and 1x4 plate, 1x4 tile, a 1x3 brick, and you finish it off with another 1x1 Technic brick. And you can put these pieces aside for now. Now to build the Technic contraption, you'll take your 1x6 axle piece and a half Technic bearing piece, and just slide that on so there's roughly 1 brick's worth of space there. And then you can take another bearing piece that's actually double the length, place that there. And in between that, take this small Technic plate with the 2 axle holes, and then grab your other bearing and slide it all the way through there, and you should have roughly 2 bricks of space here. And this is where you can join your 2 pieces together by just sliding it in the Technic brick holes on either side. And you can secure this whole construction in place by using a 1x3 tile, and that just goes in the middle there. And you can put this construction aside for now, because next we'll build the handle. And that's quite simple, just take a 1x2 Technic axle beam piece, a 1x1 Technic pin, and this it has to be in grey so it can move freely, and just add a handle, and this can be anything. I've just used another Technic tube. Now you can secure that in place and make sure that the top of the handle is facing the same direction as the top of this little stopper in the middle, and this is quite important. And you can see that should be able to rotate and move the handle, And don't worry, it should be a bit loose for now because we'll secure it on top later. And then next you can take your two 1x1 bricks with a bar, and you see the Technic brick has a hole in the stud, and that means that you can actually place this brick directly on there because the bar goes nicely into the stud, and this means that that brick is nice and secure. And do the same for the other side. And then next you can take two 1x1 plates, just place them on top there to create a little step effect, and you can take your rubber band and just place it across the two bricks with the bars. And at the moment, because there's nothing stopping this should bend inwards slightly. And then you can just add some feet to the whole thing just to raise it up. And this is only really essential if you want to use your coin pusher machine on a studded surface, because if it's smooth, you'll see that the handle actually misses the floor. It's only if you want to put the coin pusher on some studs, like I do, that you actually need these feet. And you can put this whole base aside for now. Here's what you're going to need to build the next part, which is going to be the base which holds the moving platform. And you can start off by taking two of your 1x4 plates, and on top of those just put a couple of 1x2 plates. Then you can flip this around, and now you can take your 1x2 bracket pieces and attach them so they're facing outwards, and then with this whole contraption you can secure it in place with a 1x3 plate, and next to that a 2x3 plate. That should fit on there just like that. And then on top of that you can take a 2x3 plate and a 1x2 plate just like that, and a 1x3 plate on opposite end, so it creates a 5 wide gap. And then quite simply just smooth it off with a couple of tiles, 2x4 and 1x4, and that should form the base like that. And with the other part that you've built, you just attach this on so the bottom of those studs go on the top of the very end studs, and that should just slide in nicely and be nice and secure. That shouldn't move about. Now we'll build the tray where you can collect your prize money. And in case you can't tell what this piece is, this is one of the newer style Lego car spoiler pieces. And again, I'll leave a link in the description as to which sets you can get this piece in. Okay, so we can start off by taking a 2x3 plate and the yellow corner piece and attach that there. Then a 1x1 plate with a little clip attachment on the end that will be used as a handle, goes in the centre, and a 1x2 plate on the other side. Next we can take another colour corner plate and place it so it's facing outwards towards the back, and then fill in the gaps with a 1x3 and 1x1 plates. And on top of that you can take some of these 1x2 panel pieces to act as the sides of the tray and make sure none of the coins fall out as you open the tray. And then you can take a 1x1 tile with a clip and just attach that round the front. And it's actually quite important that you attach it this way so the clip is facing like this, and that means that you can attach the spoiler piece around the front in between the two panels. And the spoiler should also be facing up, and you'll see it can be angled slightly, and it should be angled so it's as high as it can go. Then round the back you can create the handle, and this will use a 1x4 tile that goes on top with a 1x3 plate on the bottom, and finally a 1x1 plate to finish it off. And you can combine this with what you've built earlier by simply taking both constructions and sliding this tray through that 2 plate high hole in the middle there, and that should go in just like that. And then you'll see we have one 1x1 plate left over, and this can go on the end of this tray. So you can just clip that there, and that means that it will stop the tray from falling out. And you can test it out, and you can see how the tray slides in and out of the coin pusher. Next we'll build the moving platform and the part that holds the moving platform together. And once you have your pieces, you can start off by taking a 1x4 brick and a 1x2 brick and just attach that underneath, and a 1x2 plate on the other side, also underneath. Then a 1x2 slope piece on top, and you build another one of these. And then once you have 2 of these constructions, you can put these aside for now, because next we'll take a 1x3 brick and 2 1x2 plates with a little bar attachment on the end. And these can go on the end of the 1x3 brick with a stud gap in the centre. And then take a 1x1 plate and also place that in the middle, smooth up the gap. And now you can take 2 of your 2x2 tiles and place them on either side with a 1x1 tile in the middle. And then you can join this to the rest of your builds by just attaching the 2x2 tiles on the 1x2 gaps on either side. Pretty simple. And again, you can put this aside for now, because to build the actual tray itself, start off by taking a 1x3 plate and a 1x2 plate with a bar on the end, and again 1x1 to smooth off the gap. And then you can take a 1x4 and a 2x4 tile, and I like to put the 1x4 on the space where there's a 1x2 plate and secure the 1x1 and the 1x2 in place with a 2x4, because it's just more strong that way. And now you can take what you've built so far and attach the moving platform together in the middle and just place it on top of the other 1x4 and 2x4 tiles, and making sure it can move freely backwards and forwards. And if it doesn't, you're just going to need to expand the bricks a bit by just pulling them out and making sure there's plenty of space for them to go across. And then with this rubber band, just lift up the side that's closest to the middle of the machine and just loop it over the top of the platform. And you see it's bouncing up a little bit, but we can fix this by placing the other section that we've just built on top of this. And this should secure everything in place nicely. And just clip that down, and again make sure that it's not squeezing inwards too much, and it should be nice and free to move. And you can test out this mechanism by using the handle and seeing if the moving platform moves backwards and forwards. And as you can see, it does. And now we can finish building the working Lego coin pusher. Here's what you're going to need to build the roof of your coin pusher machine. And once you have your pieces, you can start out by taking a 1x3 plate and 2 1x1 plates with the little clip-on that's facing horizontally. And place them so there's a stud gap in the middle, and in that stud gap, put a 1x1 stud plate. Then you can take a 1x2 plate with a 1x3 plate and attach them so they create a 5 wide surface. And here's where you can put a 1x3 brick to build up the height a bit, and a 1x2 brick. And then it's quite simple. You just do a repeating pattern of 1x1 tiles and 1x1 plates on the top. So a tile, a plate, then another tile, another plate, and finally another tile. And then on top of the 2 tiles, just extend that with a couple more 1x1 plates. And a 1x3 plate or tile, just to smooth it off on top. And it should look a little bit like this. And you can attach the roof onto the top by just clipping it on to the 2 bar pieces that you've left on the rest of your construction. And that should clip in quite well, but you might need to just attach it underneath, and then that should have no gaps on the top. And you can see that's a little slot where you can drop your coins through. Here are all of the rest of the pieces you're going to need to complete your working Lego coin pusher machine. So you can start off by taking a 4x4 wedge piece and just flipping that around, and next you take your 2x2 plate with the semicircle and the Technic pin and attach that underneath. Then round on the front, put a 1x4 tile, smooth it off, and you do the same with your other 4x4 plate, just in the opposite direction. And the reason I use a 2x2 plate with this semicircle is because a 1x3 plate isn't quite big enough for when we put the windscreen on. And that's what we're going to do now. So to build the window on the coin pusher, just take a 4x3 brick high window piece, and then in one corner attach a 1x1 plate in transparent, or in the same colour that you're building your coin pusher machine if you want. And if you don't have any transparent pieces in this colour, then you can take a 1x2 tile and a 1x1 tile to smooth it off. Then with the stud on the plate, just attach that so it's on the inside anti-stud on the 4x4 wedge piece. So that should just go right on there, and that should clip on. And you see what I mean when I say a 2x3 plate doesn't fit, and this is why we use a 2x2 plate with this semicircle area. And now you have both of the sides. All that's left to do is attach them. And a good idea is, if you want to refill your machine, is to put some coins in before you attach the sides. Because then this way, it's much easier to put the coins in where you want if you want to display this machine. But once you've put some Lego coins inside the coin pusher machine, you can attach the sides simply by placing the end of the 2x2s on the 2x2 bracket pieces. And that should be quite simple. And you can just slide that in, make sure it's secured nicely. And you'll see that these 4x4s should sit nice and flush with the rest of the shape of the machine. And you can test it out, and you can see that the tray should push inwards. And if your tray is a little bit stiff, then just make sure to just open out the studs, just grab the bricks and just separate them apart a little bit, because if you push down the bricks too much in this build, they might push down too much on the moving platform in the middle. But it should work fine, and again you can test it out by simply placing some of your Lego coins in there and seeing if your platform pushes them down into the prize area. So now you have your very own working Lego coin pusher machine, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to check out my other working Lego arcade machine tutorials, including a working pinball machine and a working candy grabber machine, both of which are a similar size to this coin pusher machine and a minifigure scaled. But in the meantime, give this video a like, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time with some more Lego creations. Thanks for watching.